Hey there, this is your pal Pally, and welcome back to Git Er Raid. I'm taking a look at PTR fights for the upcoming Siege of Orgrimmar. As always with PTR testing, the bugs will be plentiful, and tuning will be off, so keep that in mind. I got a chance to look at the Norushen encounter this time. Technically, you don't fight Norushen, as he's the friendly NPC that helps you in the next fight, but you have to prove yourself to him. You have to purge your corruption off and kill an amalgam of corruption to do so. This fight is definitely for 2 tanks, and probably 3 heals, although the damage seemed overtuned at the time. You'll notice right away when the encounter starts, you get a little counter box that has your corruption level. The more corruption you have, the less damage you can do to the amalgam. Everyone starts at 75% corruption, and that means you do about 30% less damage than you normally would do to the boss. So think Primordius round 2. If you purge off your corruption, you do full damage. Healers, if you purge all of your corruption, you get a buff doing extra healing for the rest of the fight, unless you gain corruption some other way. So obviously, the next question is, how do you purge corruption off of yourself? Well, there are little light orbs on the 2 sides of the room that allow you to take a test that is specific to your role. It basically sends you away from the rest of the raid, and if you're a DPS, you kill stuff. If you're a healer, you heal NPCs that are killing stuff. And if you are a tank, you tank a big dude for a minute and try to survive. I only have footage of the DPS test called the Test of Serenity, but I'll briefly describe the other 2 tests so you'll have some familiarity with it. The tank one is called Test of Confidence, and it involves you tanking a very large ad. You'll have to avoid Titanic Smash and interrupt Hurl Corruption as much as possible. Then make sure you survive it all for the entire minute. Self-healing tanks will probably breeze through this pretty easily as long as they pay attention, but that's about all I gleaned from what the tanks in the raid were describing. The healer one is called Test of Reliance. You basically heal friendly NPCs that are killing mobs off for you. Of particular note, watch out for lingering corruption to be placed on your friends as it hurts terribly bad. You'll have to dispel it off and heal that NPC up quickly. You'll also need to do a little bit of dodging of attacks yourself, as some of the ads throw orbs of corrupted energy out there. So finally we have the DPS test. There will be 5 ads spawned in your little world. Your job is to kill all 5 of them within a minute. Pretty simple, yeah? One twist here is that for every ad you kill, it pops into the normal realm with your raid group. So if you blast away at them and kill them all at the same time, they'll all pop up on your raid, which can get tricky. There were supposed to be 3 types of ads, but I only saw 2 in all the polls that we did, so I'll describe them now. Essence of Corruption is the easiest ad to deal with, as they just sit there and throw balls of corruption out periodically. They don't move, and you can easily dodge the balls if you are paying attention. The Manifestation of Corruption is the trickier one. It will do a big AoE cleave called Tear Reality, and you don't want to get caught in it. It also will chase you, so it's likely your first target, or at least something you kite for a while if you are killing the essences off first. Before commenting on the normal realm abilities, one last note is that for each of the ads killed in this challenge, a light orb will spawn that will instantly reduce your corruption. So you need to run over their dead bodies and pick up the orbs to actually reduce your corruption. Originally, our raid team was thinking the light orb dropped you out and ended the test, but what actually happens is that if you get to 0 corruption, you win and are ported back to the normal realm. Oh, and if you don't kill the ads in 1 minute, they will all instantly pop into the normal realm, which is probably going to screw your raid. So do your big deeps and get this done. So in the normal realm, let's first talk about the ads that spawn from the DPS tests. The essences will continue to shoot out their balls of corruption, and they can be interrupted and should be. The Manifestation is the trickier one now. It will do some AoE damage, and then once it dies, it will leave a pool on the ground. This pool will keep exploding for around 90k to the entire raid. But some brave soul can walk into the pool and soak it. It does no damage to them, but it does give them 25 corruption. Since everyone starts at 75, you'll need to figure out how to handle these pools. It means that for every DPSer you send into their test, you'll have to figure out who gets that 25 corruption added to them. This starts to get into the strategy of the encounter. We tried many ways on who to send down to their respective tests. We like the idea of having a tank get cleared pretty early so they could soak the pools from the manifestations later on. It was also good to get healers rotating in to that test so they could get their healing buff. You definitely do not want to send multiple healers or DPS in at the same time. 2 DPS killing adds in their tests will overwhelm the raid very, very quickly. And the damage the raid is taking from other mechanics in the normal realm is probably not one healable, at least the way they had it scaled currently. So some form of like one tank and a heal first, then a DPS and a heal next, then another DPS and a tank, and then a heal and a DPS could work out. With the enrage currently being set at 7 minutes, you probably only have about 5 rounds of tests before you need to push them below 50% and go all out. What happens at 50%? Well, his pulsing ice AoE that is present throughout the whole fight gets stronger and stronger the lower his health is. Plus he spawns a manifestation of corruption every 10% of health he loses after 50%. So you'll have to kill them off, deal with his AoE, and also soak up the corruption that's left behind by the adds. This portion of the fight was way overtuned for the gear scaling they had us at. Average eye level of 520 was brutal to try to heal through the 200k ticks of the frost. For such an early on encounter, that's going to be super rough. I look for that to be nerfed in some way for live. What else have we missed? Well, the boss will do an ability to make the tank swap, pretty standard stuff. Oh yeah, and the last thing to watch out for in the normal realm would be Blind Hatred. This is a cutter-like beam that's pretty instant death if you get caught in it. It goes slowly, but realize it can go either direction, so just pay attention. So that's pretty much it for this encounter. Try to get your corruption cleansed off with your tests, kill off adds quickly, and avoid Blind Hatred. Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and/or subscribe to the video if you found it helpful, and have a good one.